If you looked at a chart of Bitcoin, as many technicians have from the beginning of this year, they've basically said this thing's going back to 10 to 12,000. That's where it has support. It doesn't have much support between here and there. Well, guess what? It stopped at 15 and a half and it is now around 17. So it has withstood a massive amount of uncertainty in terms of what's going on in the crypto market.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Cathie Wood giving us an update on the collapse of FTX and the damages caused to the crypto market. Cathie outlines what effect FTX's bankruptcy is having on the confidence and credibility in the industry. She'll talk about Sam Bankman-Fried's history of fraudulent behavior and how even she was shocked by this. Cathie believes that despite FTX's internal problems, Bitcoin will actually be stronger because of it. Let's check out this latest interview with Cathie Wood as she talks about what went wrong with FTX and what effect this will have on Bitcoin and the crypto market. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
And one of the things we have been impressed by is how the Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum, neither one of them skipped a beat in terms of operations. No transactions interrupted at all. If you think back, if you were in the markets in 2008, 2009, the markets froze. Banks stopped processing. They didn't know where the counterparty risk was, and the absence of information, the absence of transparency, just the market froze and the Fed had to come in for crypto. And it's highlighting how important transparency is. We can see every transaction on the network by IP address. We can follow the money by IP address. And the decentralization of the network is also paramount. You know, it was very interesting that Sam Bankman-Fried never liked Bitcoin. Well, it's becoming obvious to me now that I know he never liked it, why he didn't like it. It's because it's not centralized. There's no way to control it like he was controlling his empire. So it highlights this, the dual nature, decentralization, transparency, and regulators are beginning to understand this. The newest SEC commissioner, Jaime Lizarraga, still getting used to his name, he highlighted how important decentralization and transparency are and a lesson learned from this crisis. And so from a regulatory point of view, the focus on those two variables could be very good for the crypto asset ecosystem. And then just to put into perspective the fallout from crypto, at its peak, the crypto asset ecosystem, all of it, I think there are more than 10,000 crypto assets. Most of them, or many of them, will not be worth much, but there has been a lot of speculation. The entire crypto asset ecosystem hit somewhere between $2.9 and $3 trillion. It's now down to roughly $800 billion. Now, put that in context. Apple is a $2.3 trillion company, one stock. So that just gives you a sense of how early we are still and how unlikely it is that what has happened in crypto could cause a systemic financial crisis. Now, we probably are going to see more fallout, and we think we can dimension it. One of the ones I think we have a lot of facts on this. DCG, Digital Currency Group, owns Genesis, and it may have borrowed roughly $1 billion from Genesis. So $1 billion, it could be between $1 and $2 billion. Now, to give you a sense of that, the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy claims were $1.2 trillion. So we're not talking anything like that.
According to Cathie, despite the magnitude of the FTX disaster, this should even fuel greater adoption of Bitcoin. With an existing price suppression in the wake of the FTX collapse, many cryptocurrency analysts, however, think that Bitcoin's ability to maintain its present price levels in the face of a significant black swan event is evidence of the resilience of Bitcoin.
The counterparty risk should be lessened. Closed ecosystems are not a wise idea, and human-driven decisions, especially in a moment of a crisis, as opposed to smart contract automated decisions, also tend to be, if not irrational, then in the case of Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, possibly fraudulent. So every time we go through a battle test of the crypto asset ecosystem, I feel better. I feel better. If you look at the trajectory of Bitcoin, while the swings are wild, as Jeremy Siegel said on our podcast yesterday, he doesn't think there has ever been an asset where more people have made so much money, even after these losses, in such a short period of time, 12 to 13 years. So our conviction is as high as ever. And you will see from our Bitcoin Monthly, which will be out on Monday, how our on-chain analytics look even after this battle test. The outlook is positive based on-chain analytics that show massive capitulation that we typically see only at bottoms. And that's why we're so impressed. We didn't get back down to 10 to 12,000. A lot of the traders and hedge funds involved in crypto just look at the charts and press and press and press and press until they get what they want and get what they believe will happen. Well, that didn't happen. Now, I'm not saying it won't, but I think the odds have gone down quite dramatically. I'm truly impressed at the relative stability, especially in Bitcoin, what happened during the tech and telecom bubble and the bust. In fact, our strategies have behaved worse than during the bust, even though so many companies went bankrupt. So many companies that should not have existed back then went bankrupt. In the NASDAQ, they had gotten into the NASDAQ and they went bankrupt. And yet the price decline in the NASDAQ back then was not as severe as our own price declines, at least for some of our portfolios. There was too much capital chasing too few opportunities too soon. And that's why there were so many bankruptcies. Now, we do not believe that's the case. We are ready for prime time.
Even though it's been an extended and brutal bear market, Wood says that Bitcoin is in a race against traditional finance and asset classes. She remains one of the biggest cheerleaders for Bitcoin within the institutional space. Cathie has given us a bullish price prediction for Bitcoin's valuation by doubling down on her forecast of $1 million per coin. She is confident of Bitcoin's ability to be at the heart of a revolution in money, given its multiple use cases. What do you think about Cathie Wood's update on the collapse of FTX, the damage it's caused to the crypto market, and where Bitcoin is headed? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.